You got the bonus plan today because I'm in cooking mode. I've been cooking for over 5 decades. I grew up in an Italian kitchen with an Italian mother, an Italian grandmother, and a bunch of bullshitting Italian aunts. Everyone lies about their recipes. So, I'm going to give you the basic sugo. It's sauce. Sugo di tavola, sauce for the table. Okay? Very, very basic, very simple. You can't screw this up. Like the frugal gourmet. Whatever you have, that's what you can use in the house. You have, right now, in Michigan and throughout the Midwest and Northeast states, all the vegetables are singing. They're ripe to be picking. If God didn't put it on this earth, they don't grow together, don't put them together. That's why basil, oregano, garlic, they all grow together, okay? This is what, and the tomato. So, all this is tomato, garlic, basil, salt, and pepper. Now, an asterisk by the salt, because Italian women are constantly salting, It requires, the tomato requires a lot of salt the same. So there are some basic alternatives to salt and sugar, for instance. They throw sugar in the sauce to sweeten the tomato. We're not going to do this, because what we're going to do is like this. We take the tomato from here, we put it to here. We throw it in the hot water, we throw it in the cold water, and so what we do is we skin it, and that goes for the little guys too. And you see the skin coming out of there, and then we take the core out of it. You see the core that comes out? All the bitterness from the tomato comes out. So these are just tomatoes from the garden. Here we go, all in there. And then we take those, grind those up. And if it's not grinding, you throw a little bit of wine in there, and it'll grind just fine. There you go. There's your tomato. Now, this is fresh garlic. I mean fresh garlic and fresh basil, which I put in olive oil, okay? When you take the leaf of the basil, you hit it in your hand, you pop it once, the aromas come out. You throw it in the oil preserves. So again, all that's in this sauce is, you can even grind it together just to give an illustration. Garlic, basil, and salt and pepper. That is your tomato sauce. You can use that for anything. And from there, you can tweak it any way you want it. With meat, with sausage, with anything, with chicken. Doesn't matter. We're going to make this in a lasagna too. So now here's your basic sauce. And we're going to cook 2 different kinds of sauces today. Basic and then right out of the can. You see? Hold on one second. You take that. There's your basic sauce. Okay? Now, to bring it to another level, now we'll do the same things with the cans. We'll take the same things. Here's your sauce, your tomato sauce, your crushed tomatoes, and your tomato puree. Along with that, you're going to throw in 1 tomato paste. 1 tomato paste. And you're going to whisk that all up. You're going to whisk that all up. And now I'm going to do this as fast as I do it on the stove. We're going to put this on. Okay, now, in order to bring this sauce to another level, you have your basic sauce. You're going to want to put a bay leaf in there. Okay? Nice organic bay leaf in there in each one. Okay, now, I'm going to throw some more tomato sauce in there. And here's our jars here. We got that little big one. And look at how beautiful. Now, you remember, in this sauce, these are the little sweet grape tomatoes that come out until from August, mid-August till the end of September. Or October, excuse me. It goes right through September, sometimes in October. Okay. In here, in this pan, we're going to take a little bit of olive oil and garlic, and I've got my sliced garlic already in my olive oil, with a little basil, and you're going to throw your what do you call these?
Sun-dried tomatoes.
Sun-dried tomatoes, Jesus, sun-dried tomatoes. Or, as an alternative, you can throw in that bruschetta. You know the stuff you put on the bread, little breads? It works perfect there. Now, if you have some olives around the house, chop up some olives, green, black, doesn't matter. Throw them in there. this is going to take your sauce to another level. And additionally, what it does is, a lot of people don't like onions in their sauce. They complain about the chopped onions, and they will burn. A secret to your sauce is constantly stirring it. My grandmother and her crew used to rotate on a rotation system where they all take 20 minutes and they each rotate the stirring of the sauce, which takes a couple hours to simmer if you're putting sausage in it, okay? All right, so what you can do is just take a whole onion, drop it in your sauce, a whole onion. A couple carrots, drop in your sauce. That pulls out the natural sugar. So, a lot of people cheat with the sugar and the salt. Especially salt. Nobody will tell you how much salt they use. So, as an alternative, what I do is I like the anchovies. And if they see you putting anchovies in there, oh, I don't want an anchovy in there, whatever. I don't know why. They have a great salt content, but I'm going to show you the cheater's way of doing it. So you throw your anchovies, which dissolve in the pan anyway. I like the ones with the capers. I think they work the best, and you need the anchovy oil, okay? You let that simmer down. Take some onions, throw some onions in there. I got some mushrooms from the garden. I'm going to throw some mushrooms in there too. Okay, so while you got that going, you got the vegetables in there. What I like to do is if you got a fresh green pepper gives a lot of people gas, so they don't like to put it in their sauce and chop it up. What I do is take the green pepper and put it in there whole, okay? Just put the whole green pepper in there, and of course take the core out, and then I'll take it out later. And then won't add the gas, but add the flavor. What flavor? That flavor. Okay, so all right. So now we got all your basic stuff. Now here's a foolproof way of measuring how much salt you want in there. You know, you got to remember, they salted at every juncture. They would salt this, they would salt that, they would salt each tomato. At the end, they throw in a handful of salt. Remember what I said? Tomato, basil. Now, did you see the amount of basil I threw in there? That was fresh basil. Okay, now, this is my bag of basil. Won't leave home without it. Bam! Hit it hard, man. Hit it hard with the basil. I mean, you cannot. If the garlic comes from Gilroy, California, you know it's good garlic. That's where the quality garlic in America comes from, Gilroy, California. Coincidentally, my roommate, Mike Gilroy, was from Gilroy, California. I lived with him in London, England for like 6 months, but he was at the pubs and I was at the nightclubs. I only seen him a couple times. He owns half of Gilroy. I don't know, you should show me some garlic or something. Anyway, the garlic is not too strong. If you get imported garlic, it might be too strong, okay? That's the kind of day when you go grab your beer and you go, oof, I gotta go home. Okay, so garlic, you can't put enough garlic in. Just, here, throw it in there, throw it in there. When I flavor the ribs, I put the garlic on there, all right? Now, everything does require, yes, a shot of wine. Okay, now, this is your basic soup. Now, whatever else you want to add to this sauce, this is a sauce that will come together. It will just come together when it comes together. Probably an hour or so simmering. We're going to shut it down and I'm going to give you the last final phase when we put it together. Okay? So, in finishing the sauce, and this is just the basic sauce, we're going to constantly stir it. You have to constantly stir it. It's one of the biggest mistakes people make when they make sauce, because they don't stir it constantly. Because some of the items will fall to the bottom, they will burn, but it just adds a unique texture and flavor. And the pasta, you've got to cook it al dente. There is no other way. If you're using angel hair pasta, rule of thumb, 3 to 4 minutes. If you're using thin spaghetti, about 5 minutes. I don't like regular spaghetti, but you get the picture. There's over 1,000 different kinds of pasta. Just don't overcook the pasta because you're going to end up recooking it. Okay, so you got the basic sauce. Now, we're going to add some flavor. What flavor? Okay, there's got to be pork in the sauce. So we'll just take a slab of ribs, put a slab of ribs in the sauce, and let them cook in there. Some people cook them and they fry them. Some people fry their meatballs. We're not going to do any of that. The sausage, the Italian sausage, goes right in the sauce. The ribs that you see go right in the sauce. If you want to use pig's feet, they go right in the sauce. The meatballs, when we do them, will go right in the sauce, okay? It flavors the sauce, and the sauce flavors that in turn. All right? So, this is your basic sauce. We're going to make one more of a meat sauce, more of a calabrese type sauce, and one more of a northern type sauce, more zesty, more tomatoey, more robust, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's what you like, you know. So in the interim, we're going to get ready to do the meatballs and show you the very quick way to make meatballs, but the best meatballs you'll ever have. And if maybe we'll throw in a fried green tomato sandwich. Anyway. Okay, for the meatballs, what you do is take 3 pounds of ground beef, 1 pound of ground veal, 1 pound of ground pork. Very simple. Then you add your homemade breadcrumbs, or breadcrumbs, Progresso is fine. Then you add your Romano and Parmesan cheese. Now that's a big one. Don't be very generous on that one. Never get enough of what? Garlic. Garlic in there, fresh garlic. And always going to put salt and pepper. Now you add a shot of wine and a shot of milk. Now we are officially done with the base of a meatball. If you want to add your parsley or whatever, you can. I don't know. Let's just keep it real. You're supposed to be able to smell the cheese come out of it. Okay? Now, just give me a second and we'll go to the final stage. Yeah, so anyway, to finish the meatballs, we've taken the beef, the pork, and the ground veal, and we mixed it up with a little garlic, and some breadcrumbs, and a shot of milk, and a shot of wine, and the cheese. And cheese is very important, a lot of cheese. And then you want to roll them up, get them nice and tight, you know. And you know, some people bake them, some people fry them. Man, throw them in the sauce. Right, drop them right in there like a bomb, man. You dropped a bomb on me, baby. You know what I mean? Just drop them in there. And it flavors the sauce, and the sauce flavors it. Okay. The last thing you want to do in your sauce is put in the cheese, because the cheese will drop to the bottom, it will melt, and it will burn. But just keep it stirred, constantly salted. Don't go crazy on the salt monster if you don't want, but that's what's going to make it good. Okay, so that's it. Now we're done. Yeah, and after you're done with all this and clean up and all that other nonsense, you stroke up a cigar. Because anybody who strokes up a cigar is a liar.